Deer in the UK are a hot topic, and with numbers in some parts of the UK at an all-time high, have attracted the attention of both government and a growing number of recreational hunters. But what is it that appeals to field sports enthusiasts? And from a management perspective, are standards in training good enough? The PDS asked this question of a number of experts at this year's Stalking Show. We thought it might be interesting to ask you what you thought and what it is exactly that appeals to you about deer stalking.
Hi, my name's Anthony Weeks. I'm from Somerset, Devon borders, and the thing I love about stalking absolutely the most is how cathartic it is relative to my day job, which I'm a desk jockey for most of the time, and I can't think of anything better than being up just before dawn, virtually the whole year, and also at the far end of the day, because not being around other humans, but being within nature and wildlife, is absolutely uplifting for the soul.
My name is Mikey Jaszczyk. It's a very difficult Polish name. I've been stalking and shooting for over 40 years. Standards could always be improved. I mean, the UK is quite unique in the sense that we don't have a national standard for educating people who are new to hunting. If you go to Europe, you will end up taking a course which may last a year or 2 years before you can even qualify to become a hunter. Whereas in the UK, you can apply for an FAC and go out shooting deer with no qualifications whatsoever. So I do definitely approve of people having the ability or the option to be educated in deer stalking. Not only because it's important from a safety perspective, but it will improve and enhance their hunting experience, their shooting experience.
Hi, my name's Kate. I'm from Macclesfield, which is edge of the Peak District in Cheshire. The question you asked me is, how did I get into stalking? It's so I could provide my child with organic, sustainable, free-range meat. Simply, that was my motivation. I didn't want him to eat unhealthy processed meals. So I had to find a way of moving on from just feeding him game to encouraging him to eat himself. So he cooks himself, he cooks game, he can break down his own deer. So for me, it's perfect.
So I'm Peter Gibbon from the Outdoor Gibbon podcast. The thing I love about deer stalking is it's the thrill of the chase and using your skills and just knowledge of the species to actually be able to stalk them.
I'm Oliver, I'm from Nottinghamshire. The thing I really love about deer stalking is being in that high seat first thing in the morning and watching everything come alive in front of me.
So my name's Tom, from Tom's Targets. I think the standards at the moment, I think are really good. I think everyone is pushing each other to get to that high standard. I know for myself, you always want to set yourself as high a standard as you can with everything you do. And deer management is no different from that. I feel like as a collective group of people, we try and encourage that. So I'd say we've got a very good standard at the moment.
My name's Jason Stockham and I'm from South London. And what I most love about deer stalking is just the getting away in the countryside, becoming one with nature, disappearing into the woods and trying to outfox a deer and put one on the table.
Hi, I'm Mark from Pontypridd, South Wales. I've done the PDS one and the DSC one, and I do believe that the standards in UK are top-notch, I feel. Yeah, very good.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm from Guildford in Surrey, and the reason I really like stalking is I can get to go out on my own, spend time with myself, and then put my wits against the deer. And you can try all the skills, and you're constantly learning.
Hi, my name's H. I'm from West Sussex, and the thing I like about deer stalking is being in the outdoors, observing the deer, watching the deer, their behaviours, etc., and really love the challenge.
So I'm Alex from Marp Adams, and I think raising standards in training is quite important to bring more young people into this profession and this pastime, either on a recreational or a professional basis.
I'm Christos from Hatfield, and what I love about deer stalking is just being out and about in the woods. Doesn't matter if I get anything or not, it's just a lovely evening out.
Stephen Jennings from North Essex, and the thing I love about deer stalking is the sense of being with nature and the calmness.
David from Oxfordshire. I think that deer management qualifications in the UK
are, as it stands, satisfactory for the need. But what's really nice to see is that the qualifications are evolving as stalking becomes more widespread, and we're bringing new people into the sport. We're ensuring those people are qualified to a level where they're delivering. They're delivering on the target of getting deer on the ground in a way that we're all happy with, and we're working to a uniform standard.
I'm Jimmy from Essex, and I think standards are not good enough in deer stalking. We just need to do more to help younger people and encourage them to get a higher standard.
Right, so I'm Andrew from Cambridgeshire. The thing I enjoy most about stalking is the thrill of the hunt, outworking the animal, cleaning it, killing it humanely, and doing a good job of the whole process.
Hi, I'm Al Gabriel. I'm based in West Yorkshire. I'm a raw stalker primarily. And the thing I like about stalking is the peace and quiet and the serenity.
I'm Chris from the West Midlands, and my favourite thing about deer stalking is being out in the woods in the morning with the fresh air and just being part of life and just in nature and breathing it in.
Hi, I'm Keith from Keith's Eye Seats. The thing I love about stalking, I love being outside, I love the people that I've met. It's a quality food source that you can gain by harvesting a wild animal. It's the food of the gods, absolute food of the gods. At the same time, you're building a conservation point into the job of what you're doing.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm quite new to deer stalking. And what I really love is going out into the field, finding a deer, shooting the deer humanely, taking it home and putting it on the plate. I just love it.
Hi, my name is Armanda, and I'm from Circle 12 Harvest. From my eyes, and when it comes to Circle 12 Harvest, we try to keep our standards as high as possible. Because it's the management is very important when it comes to seeing how the deer population is, eventualities like if you find an injured deer, and try to make a clean kill as possible, like so it won't suffer.
Hello, I'm David. I'm from Manchester, and I believe that the Proficient Deer Stalking Certificate with the Shooting and Hunting Academy is the way forward. The way it's delivered is amazing. I can do it in my own time. I'm from a busy family. I have a busy lifestyle, and this just fitted in perfectly.
Hi, I'm Lee from Nottinghamshire. The thing I love about deer stalking is getting out with people, learning new things, and the stalk itself.
My name's Carl. I'm from South Wales. And what I like about deer stalking is friendly people, and everybody's willing to help everybody. I've just passed the PDS 1 and 2. I've been shooting for 30 years. Never even thought about doing it, but the people I take out have just passed, so I thought I would try for it, and I passed 3 days ago.
Hi, I'm Tomo from Artemis Hunting, and I take people around other countries, including UK, to hunt trophy hunts, extreme hunts. And I really think that people should train before they go hunting, because it costs you time, money, everything. And also you have to be fair enough to the animal that you are taking out, that the shot will be placed really well. So lots of people, they are prepared to go and travel and shoot, but they should invest more in training, because it prepares you for any situation and or most of the situations that you might experience.
I'm Jeremy, I'm from Cornwall. I think deer management training is a must in this country.
I'm Tom, I'm from Dorset Hillside Venison. I'm here at the Shooting Show, and I think the PDS 1 offers some healthy competition in the current training market and deer management.
Hi, I'm Tom from the Deercast. I've been asked whether I think standards within the deer stalking industry are good enough. I think the standards are good. I think the training we all do voluntarily is exceptional. I think there's an amazing sort of badge for us as the industry to carry around. The fact that training isn't mandatory, but we all do it voluntarily, and we do it to such a high standard. I think the fact that some online courses are now starting to emerge so that people can access them much easier than perhaps they have done with in-person courses can only be a good thing for the industry.
So my name is Eddie Hunter, I'm known as. I am from Cambridgeshire, Essex border, and I'm a recreational deer stalker. I love deer stalking because most of the deer come to me and it feeds my family. Also, I supply a game dealer with venison, and yeah, that's what I do and that's what I love about it.
Okay, so my name is Ben Drew. I'm from Stockbridge in Hampshire, and I love the whole process of deer stalking, from the stalking itself and being outdoors to right through to the butchery and the cooking. It's just the whole process. So my life.
So my name's Mark from Oxfordshire. Best thing for me about deer stalking, being outside, out in the countryside, managing a species that I'm very passionate about.
So I'm Connor, I'm one of the co-founders of Flint Clothing, and the thing I love most about deer stalking is the chance to put your own food on the table. Absolutely. In terms of raising the standards of training, I would say it can't harm to raise the standards. The more proficient you are as a stalker, that should translate to better results out in the field.
Caroline van der Vorm from 360 Wildlife Control. So we had talks earlier. I was listening and observing again. Not training, you mean? Training-wise? No. Like, for example, I know we're not in the Netherlands, but in the Netherlands, you're not allowed to have a shotgun or a rifle without any training at all. And the training is about a year, but I just heard the latest update is longer. But when I did it was like a year. And then every year for a big caliber, you have to do a retest, a bit like the Forestry Commission. Forestry Commission is you have to do 1 year for the big caliber, a test. So do the qualifications, and there are great qualifications on all course members of the thing, and everyone's got a good qualification. Also, what adapts you as a person. Do you want to do online? Do you want a classroom? And no qualifications are bad, because any piece of training adds value to you as a person.
I'm Oliver from Lincolnshire, so good flat low country, plenty of rangy shots if you're looking for them. I think a lot of people in this hobby, profession, depending on your angle, I suppose, a lot of people that I've met anyway seem to try very hard to A, educate themselves, B, make sure that they're competent and safe, C, I suppose, put the hours in. So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, standards, naturally I think people are trying to strive to reach a high standard. But of course, I'm not a professional, I'm an amateur, so mileage may vary.
My name's Harry Howard-Jones. I'm from between Oxford and High Wycombe, Oxfordshire Buckinghamshire border, Chiltern Hills. The thing I love most about deer stalking, it's hard to pick one thing, but I think the main thing I really love about it is you haven't got any other reason to be out in the morning at like 5, 6 o'clock. You know, nature's quiet, you're sat in a high seat, you're listening to the birds, you just watch the world pass you by. And if I wasn't deer stalking, I don't know a time where I would go and do that.
Hi, I'm David Frere. I'm the founder and organiser of the Stalking Show. I think it's an absolute privilege that we can go out into the countryside, harvest something that is completely wild and natural, and we can make the best use of it.
Hi, my name is Mark Lewis. I live in Mid Wales, and what I love most about deer stalking is being out in the wilds, being natural, watching everything go to sleep at night, watching everything wake up in the morning, just being encompassed with the whole thing, really.
So my name's Heather Taylor and I'm from Artemis Deer Stalking. I believe in training sort of full stop, like regardless of provider or whether it's mandatory or not, which I know is like quite a big conversation at the moment. I think either way there are positives to be taken. There's no negative in my view from being too educated or being trained to too high a standard. I don't think that's possible. I think everyone can learn. I always am like seeking to learn. I like taking extra courses. I think development and like personal development in the field is really important all round.
And I'm Peter, and the pursuit and management of deer has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. Deer stalking has allowed me to indulge a profound passion and reverence for deer, with a desire for challenge and adventure. As for deer management training, well, at the Shooting and Hunting Academy, all I can promise you is that we're listening, and each year we'll strive to improve. Thanks for watching.